So after months of waiting and speculating, Paramount finally decided to drop the trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that's been kind of in the talks for a while. And I gotta be honest with you, it doesn't really look that good. Now I know that video game movies have never really been considered good or quality, and that's me looking at the Mario Brothers movie from like the 90s that everyone knows how bad it is. And that's a good example of how not to make your video game movie. And I'm not saying that Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be as bad as that, but just like watching this trailer and looking at the design, you can just tell that the people creating it, the people designing the character, they don't care about Sonic the Hedgehog. As soon as I heard that they were making a live action movie, I kind of already assumed they're gonna try to make a more realistic version of Sonic. That's kind of what's to be expected, but they just went a little too realistic to the point where they're no longer faithful to the original design at all, to the point where the only similarities are the shoes and that he's a blue hedgehog. Like, other than that, it's basically a completely different design. They even got rid of his gloves, so now you see his really creepy, disturbing hands. The whole, like, proportions for the body are, like, really weird. Like, he's definitely got, like, a weird toned athletic body, but it's really lanky. And, like, his whole body, like, limbs and legs look elongated, but his torso looks really, like, stocky. And the face with the weird button nose and the gross teeth really get to me, too. Like, I don't understand why they decided to do it like that. Sonic as a character has always been cool based on his design. That's what people liked in the 90s. He was the blue hedgehog with the attitude, with the cool sneakers. He would wag his finger. That's what people cared about. Sonic was always based off of having this design. In this movie, they just don't do that at all. Like, this version of Sonic is not cool. He's not charming to look at. He's not cute. He's not fun. He's just this really disturbing, realistic-looking hedgehog creature, and it doesn't work in this style. I also don't think that Ben Schwartz is a good fit for Sonic. And that's not a diss towards him. He can be really funny in his movies. And maybe it's just the design. Whenever I see in like the trailer, it never made sense or felt right that is the voice coming out of this hedgehog creature. And I don't know, I don't know what it is. I think maybe he just doesn't have like that cocky attitude enough that I'm used to Sonic, so maybe that's a big part of it. I think a problem I have too is that they didn't use the VA from the actual games that's been doing Sonic for a while. I actually think they do a pretty good job as the character, and I don't really understand why they wouldn't want to go that route.
Wow, cookies! I hope this turns out better than the last time someone left baked goods on my doorstep.
Awkward?
Awkward.
It'll just be another minute.
Like, I kind of understand studios, they want the named actors that people know, but I don't really think for like voice work for cartoons or like CGI characters that the common folk, they kind of even care about that much. Like, for example, I don't think anyone knowing that Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy is voiced by Vin Diesel, I don't think that will make anyone actually bother to watch that movie any more than they would. I don't think people really care that much. It's really hard to just look at this Sonic design and not compare it to a lot of the new designs in the Detective Pikachu movie that's coming out, because they both kind of go for that same idea of let's try to make a more realistic version of these characters. But at least to me, Detective Pikachu, they know what they're doing with that. They do a really good job with a lot of designs I've seen. And for example, like the Pikachu one, where it's obviously still Pikachu, and they've just added like a really nice looking fur texture over it. And it's like, it still looks like Pikachu from the games, but I can believe that Pikachu exists within that universe and it makes sense. They definitely, for Pokemon, they went with it. We want a realistic version of what this character would look like in the games, where the Sonic team that's making the movie, they looked at the designs like, this doesn't work in this type of movie we want, so they changed it. And they changed it for the far, far worse.
Just one more to go.
Think carefully, Doctor. If you answer this one correctly, you will be the big winner.
Don't worry, with my exceptionally high IQ, I'm bound to get it right.
Who's the coolest guy around? Me or you?
What a ridiculous question! It's me, of course!
I actually don't mind that they casted Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. I think he actually would do a pretty good job in that role considering how crazy he is in real life. I think he actually would be a good fit. I don't understand the design at the beginning of that trailer though. It doesn't make sense, that's not how Robotnik looks. And it's really weird because at the end of the trailer you get that more iconic design of him, which is weird that they kind of sucked with that, but they wanted to change Sonic up a lot. But again, that's weird. I don't know what they were doing with that. He would probably do a really good job. He'll probably be the best part of this movie, just because Jim Carrey is a pretty funny, good actor, and I feel like he'll at least have fun enough with the role that he'll be able to do that good job. And I'll get that like psychotic, crazy robot mastermind scientist thing. I think he can actually do a really good job with that.
Give me my smokes!
Smoking's bad for you, you know.
No, it's not. Try it.
Whoa, little bro. That smoke will make you choke.
It doesn't make me go.
Smoking is for dumbbots. It's bad for your health, and it stains your teeth. So don't be a fool. Smoking isn't cool.
We don't really know much about the movie still. The trailer honestly didn't say much besides that Sonic is here and he's causing weird electrical rifts because apparently Sonic has electric powers in this movie, and that Dr. Robotnik is sent by someone. I think it's implied the US government is sending him to do it, but he's sent to basically capture Sonic and to do something with it. That's not exactly clear yet. It's also revealed that Sonic's gonna have Dio time stop powers, and I'm not sure why they came up with that. Obviously, they're basing it off Sonic is fast, but there's a scene where he's not moving, and he makes a joke, and he starts like flipping missiles to send back at Dr. Robotnik's robot. I'm not sure if they're gonna explain that more than that Sonic's just super fast. It's a weird choice though, I don't understand it, I don't think it's necessary. And also, speaking about things that are unnecessary, they have James Marsden is playing like a sheriff role in this movie, and I feel like it's just supposed to be like that relatable kind of a buddy cop human companion thing. But I don't think we really need it because it's not like Sonic has ever had a problem with being relatable. Again, he's had a pretty successful video game career since the 90s. People love Sonic. I don't think you need that human character to kind of ease people, because I don't think a lot of people who don't know Sonic are even actually going to bother watching this movie at all. It doesn't make sense. There's not much here for them. I guess it's maybe for the moms that their little kids drag them on in to see the film and they need some eye candy. That's probably the farthest I can go with that character at all. I also found it interesting, like, this is aside, this is kind of unrelated, that they decided to go with Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise, an acoustic version of that to use as, like, the background song. Like, I like it, it doesn't fit as much as I want, or maybe as much as they thought. There's a lot better choices. They could have fit the whole Sonic theme and go with some really classic, like, butt rock that's in all of the 3D games. That actually would have been really fun to see them do that. Or if they wanted to kind of do like a callback, they could have put like a Michael Jackson song in there. But honestly, considering all of the weird backlash, I can see why they wouldn't want to do it now. But they've had this trailer figured out probably for a while now. So it's definitely an odd choice for them to do Coolio over everything else. This trailer didn't really make me more excited to see the movie. I'm still planning on watching it, mostly because I want to experience watching a live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie just to see how it actually works out, even though I don't think it's going to be any good. Some of the special effects in the trailer actually don't look like that bad. Like some of the like weird thunder hedgehog needles that Sonic will leave around, they actually do a pretty good job with those. And there's a scene where he kind of like does his speedball. I actually think that's actually like a really cool design. So maybe we'll get more cool stuff like that that actually looks visually stunning. Because the trailer looks nice. I wouldn't say it's well shot, but it's competent. It's got good lighting. Some of the compositions are alright. So it's probably going to be some stuff. It's going to have some budget to it. I'm not afraid that it's going to be like really cheaply made. But yeah, that's pretty much this trailer. I feel like I've talked a lot, way longer than I was actually intending to when I thought about making this video when I seen that the trailer dropped yesterday. So yeah, just Tell me what you think. Are you excited for this movie? Did this trailer work for you? I'd honestly like to know. Let me know what you think's gonna happen in this movie too. I would really like to see all of the different thoughts that what people expect out of it. And who knows, maybe one of you guys will be right, and I would actually love if that's the case.